I'm Dr. Chris, the detox dentist, and today I have a very special treat for you guys. I'm going to share with you the story of Ana Alicia Lo, one of my patients. Last year, she underwent one specific procedure with me and had a life-changing transformation. I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to let her tell you the story on her own. This is her interview that we just did, and I hope you enjoy it as much as we did. I'm Dr. Chris. I'm interviewing Ana Alicia. She is a amazing personality, wonderful patient and friend. And I wanted her to tell you her story about her experience at a dental office with regards to some challenges she will discuss. Welcome, Ana Alicia.
Thank you. It's an honor. I'm Ana Alicia Lo. I'm from a family of 10, originally in Utah, and I'm a BSN prepared registered nurse with over 5 years of clinical experience in cardiology, neurology, home health, starting my own company, many other things. And before that, working as a certified nursing assistant. That was my passion, to help and serve humanity. And that's the way that I saw to do it. When I was young, in my teen years, early teens, I received 2 root canals at different times from excruciating pain, no known cause. And so I did that without knowing the detrimental effects of what that would do to my life. And while I wanted to continue that passion with nursing and many other things, hobbies, all the things, mountain biking, fishing, ice climbing, skiing, I started to lose my quality of life at the age of 17 was when it began, and had no idea that it was stemming from the root canals with one of the things. So that's where all began.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Good for you. So wow, I'm learning a lot about you as well. So you were super active.
Yes.
Yeah, and you really like the outdoors life.
It's my
And
favorite.
yeah,
That is my passion.
yeah, I prefer nature over people,
Mhm.
but that's just the way it goes. So yeah, and then you had to see a dentist, and they did what dentists do, which is root canals and fillings or something to take care of pain, but that then sets you up for a lifetime of challenges. But you figured it out way sooner than most people did because you're
Lucky
still
me.
super young. Yeah, you still got all that stuff ahead of you, and you're still super young. And then you're in the medical field, and I remember we worked together because you started this amazing IV company for Bozeman, which we end up using and we still use for our IVs and procedures in a dental practice. So thanks for doing that. We needed that service. And
Of course.
yeah, and it still continues. So how did you put together that it may have been a root canal problem?
I saw Dr. Pompa online actually, and was seeing a lot of the symptoms that he was discussing in these ads that I was dealing with myself. And so I started an introductory call with one of his employees. And she said, I think that root canals, little do you know, that actually can have a lot of effects on your health. And I'm sitting here thinking, root canals, what? I had those
Mhm.
forever ago. I haven't even thought about them again, along with many other things. But then I put it to the side until I
Mhm.
found your company and came across the fact that it was indeed that. I remember the moment that I was in your office and I said, "Hey, do you think that my acne would have anything to do with root canals?" And he looked at me almost with like, let me help you out, Ana Alicia. Let me teach you a thing or two.
That's awesome that you figured that out. See, yeah, there is information out there. And surprisingly, though, you've been to dentists and nobody has said anything, right?
No, not a single one.
Yeah.
I actually had necrotic tissue. I would look at my teeth intuitively. I didn't make the connection in my brain, hey, this is what's making me extremely sick.
Mhm.
But it was necrotic. The tissue was dying. It was top left, bottom, and it was black around the edges. I remember the memories of seeing my reflection and looking at my teeth like, there's got to be something here. But every dentist that I would go to, yep, your root canals look great, no issues, you're good to go. So why would I believe anything else?
Yeah, that's so sad. We see this daily, and they don't even take what's called a CBCT scan, which is literally required to even see the root canal problems.
Mhm.
So yeah, so you came in, and the first thing we do as a new patient, of course, is we do a CBCT or a 3D scan of your mouth, so we can look for infections. And if I remember correctly, you had some pretty good size infections. Yeah,
You told me an 8 and 9 out of 10,
yeah.
so it's pretty intense.
Yeah, I get excited when I see large infections because I don't see the infection. I see a large improvement coming for
Mm,
you. So
I could feel your excitement.
yeah, I know I can help you when I see something that's wrong.
Mhm.
I get worried when you have problems and I don't see a problem.
Mm.
So root canals, when somebody tells me they have old root canals, I get excited because I feel I can make a big difference in their life. And so we did your new patient exam. We looked at those root canals, large infections. We discussed your options because we have to discuss all the options,
Hmm.
including redoing the root canals, leaving the teeth, etc. Not that that is what we would choose, but so we came up with the conclusion that we should remove the infected teeth, and we ended up doing that. Can you discuss that procedure just a little bit?
Yes, I can. We essentially decided to extract them fully. And doing it, I didn't have any fear going into it because I was so desperate from where I was at before that, which I think would be important to discuss in this interview as well, on the state of where my body was at before I did this. And so it was about an hour and a half procedure extracting those. And I remember the moment that you took the infection out, it was like a massive fireworks show in my body, this
Mhm.
massive release. My nervous system was like, thank you, finally. And little did I know that I was under that much pressure and that essentially my body was lit up like a Christmas tree and like fireworks blowing off in my body. But I just suppressed it, because the body's really good at compensating. And the moment that that was released, I sobbed.
Yeah.
I bawled. And I remember you being like, oh, yeah, some people get emotional. And I'm like, oh, Dr. Han, you have no idea what this means to me. Like, you have no idea the suffering that I've been experiencing in my body. And what that was for me was a massive emotional release of like, I have a chance. Because quite frankly, before then, I was losing a lot of hope in my life and having very dark, dark thoughts.
I'm glad I got to you first.
Yes, thank you.
So yeah, a lot of patients, just like you, don't even expect a huge immediate result. But as soon as those teeth come out, it's like their body speaks to them.
Yes, fairly.
And it's like, thank you.
Hmm.
And many people have different experiences. I myself went through the procedure, as you know, and I remember my back pain just disappeared,
Hmm.
which was not something I had expected because I didn't even tie back pain to my problems,
Hmm.
even as a biodentist, because I've had it for so long. When we remove those teeth, and we do it biologically, we won't go into the details there, but it has to be done biologically with ozone and IVs and preparation, proper diet, proper mindset, and so forth to actually encourage proper healing versus just pulling teeth out, right?
Hmm.
That's another problem we have to fix all the time is teeth that were removed incorrectly. But we removed the teeth, and then you had about 2 weeks of healing. We see you back to look at the sutures, remove the sutures, and at that point, had you noticed any improvements with regards to the acne, which was a big part of your life back then, right?
I noticed the next day, actually, I was still under a lot of stress just because my body had been carrying that subconscious stress for so long that getting in there and getting right up in that pressure and that pain was a lot for my nervous system to tolerate. But I remember taking a picture a week later and I
Mhm.
was like, it makes me want to cry. I was
Mhm.
like, oh my goodness, look at my face.
Yeah.
Look at the swelling's gone down. The acne's already beginning to disappear. I'm looking in the mirror and seeing myself in a different light. Whereas before it's just like,
Mhm.
everyone's, oh, you're beautiful, just look past acne. And I'm like, you don't know what this means to me. It's not just like, oh, there's a pimple on my face. It's like, this is excruciating pain and swelling. So immediate results for me personally, and within a week, life changing and only better since then. It's all up from here.
Wow, that's awesome. I remember you sent me some pictures and you're like so excited. I don't think people can understand unless they have a major ailment that they have tried to get rid of for years what it feels like to see resolution, right? Even
Yes.
even the beginning of a resolution after months, years, almost decades for some of my patients of problems that nobody has been able to address. Like you have to live with it. This is just like you said, you have to see past it. You have an inner beauty.
Change your mind. You're beautiful. Use your affirmations.
Mhm. It doesn't work as well
Mhm.
as people think. We do judge ourselves, and you're gorgeous. So to have to deal with that in your prime was devastating.
It
So,
was devastating, yes.
but look, it has dramatically changed. You obviously now have no acne issues. I mean, it's life has changed for you in that sense. Go into your story, if you would, a little bit before how it affected you having acne, but also other challenges in life because the infections in the body don't just affect the aesthetics of your body, right? They affect your health, your immune system, your mind, brain fog, the way you think, your hormones, all of that is affected by the bad bacteria and infections. And how did that resonate with you? How did that affect your life?
It's internal before it's ever external. So the external journey was the minimal surface of it. It was hardly that at all. It began with headaches, neck pain, mood swings, hormonal changes, organ pain, fatigue, malice, mental health issues, not just mood swings, actual episodes of disassociation from not wanting to exist in my body and being so caught up in my head. How am I going to do this? Racing thoughts. It's like I didn't even want to exist in this body. I didn't want to feel, because to step into that meant a lot of pain. And so, not just fatigue, like episodes of not being able to
Mhm.
sleep through the night, chronic inflammation, pain in my joints, head to toe pain at moments. It affected my relationships, affected my business, my career. It would be honest for me to say that it affected every aspect of my life.
Wow. Yeah, that's terrible. And medical doctors will try to give you a pill. They'll diagnose you with a syndrome, a disease. The root cause, especially if you don't look in the mouth, cannot be addressed.
That's correct.
And so, how frustrating is it to see all these different medical specialists that are trained to only see that one symptom and then give you a drug or a temporary solution to manage the symptoms, but never really help you get fixed?
Yes, I spent over thousands and thousands of dollars on dermatologists, medical doctors, different skincare lines, therapy, all the different facets to assist me. And I remember when I was at the very wit's end, my dear friend was an esthetician, and she looked at me and said, "What do you mean you're not washing your face daily and you're not on this regimen?" And I'm sitting there looking at her like, I've given up. Like, I've tried everything. This isn't like oh, I'm not washing my face. Like, I'm done. I've spent all the money, I put the time into it, nothing's working. And I remember a very intelligent internal medical doctor, he was involved in internal medicine. He saw my face at the very end of it when I had given up, and I just stopped because nothing was working, despite all the money, despite all the regimes. I mean, you name it. And he's like, "I actually have dealt with acne a lot in my patients and this and that. I would love to come up with a regimen." And I'm sitting here like, I've heard this a million times. I don't even care. But I was like, maybe, because you're just so desperate. So he talks about all these antibiotics he's going to put me on and recommends a skin line. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like maybe I'll give this another shot. And I remember after I went through this process, it was actually 2 weeks before I had decided to go through this process with you. And I remember sending him the scans and the way that my skin looked. He didn't even respond. I
Mhm.
felt like it was almost an insult to him, because he's like, I know, like I know the antibiotics are going to work. Well, yeah, there's bacteria in my entire system. Of course, it's going to help temporarily. It's also going to destroy my microbiome. I mean, many other things. Before we go into that, it's not necessary. But yes,
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
it is. It's a waste of time, quite frankly.
The dead organ was the
Yes.
problem, the dead
Hmm.
organ, because that's where the bacteria comes from. You can give people all the antibiotics in the world. You can destroy their microbiome, cause issues in your intestines that can never be fixed. And people do this all the time. These antibiotic regimens are out there as solutions. If you don't address the root cause being a great pun,
Hmm.
I don't think anything is going to work. And unfortunately, I see a lot of patients way older than you who've been through all the things you've talked about, have not fixed their root canals, now have mercury fillings, lost teeth, bite problems, airway issues. Their body has deteriorated to the point where they're obese. They've been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, autoimmune diseases, you name it, and they don't know what to do because at this point, yes, I know what to do, but it's a journey. It's removing the root canals is only the beginning.
That is true.
There is so much that follows afterwards.
Hmm.
And even the smartest patients, the biologic patients I see, they start with the things you do after the infection is removed. But if you don't remove the infection, all that wonderful stuff, the diets, the organic foods, the meditations, the fasting, it doesn't work because you're going to
Truly.
get reinfected and reinfected, and it
Hmm.
wears down your immune system.
Hmm.
So if I could make one plea to patients like you is at least get a biologic dentist to do that 3D scan. to check for dead organs, to check for infections. And then when you treat the infection, the root canal, the cavitation, the FDOJs, the deep gum disease, whatever it is that's causing these problems, then all the healing starts. Then the fun starts
Hmm.
because suddenly everything you do takes you up a notch and up a
Yes,
notch. And you just, there is no ceiling anymore. You're
that
just
is
going to
true.
get better and better and
Hmm.
better. So, I mean, you look great. You look happy. You have so many beautiful dreams now that don't necessarily just involve feeling better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember doing all the things, doing fasting, eating the proper diet. I mean, you name it, everything that's out there, doing all of the research, doing everything that everyone told me, really trying to take different perspectives, different regimens. And I felt like it was one step forward, two steps back, one step forward, two steps back. And you get to a point where you're like, okay, well, if I hadn't done any of this, I'd probably be close to death, honestly, because I'm in survival mode, just trying to make this work. Whereas now that it's out, every step that I'm taking, it's progressive. Now it's one step forward, another step forward, another step forward, and it just keeps going and it builds and it builds and it builds. So while I'm over a year out from this, I would be silly to be like, everything's gone, it's a perfect life. No, but I have the hope and the desire and the dreams actually knowing I have a chance now. This is actually working. I am not flooded with bacteria in my entire body and my organs to where anything I do, it's just constantly fighting it again and again and again and again because it's stuck under those root canals. Now it's like, okay, I've got a lot of that in my body still, but everything I do is just becoming less and less inside my body. And that's creating more and more in my life. And it's a beautiful thing.
That's awesome. So you're just a good testament to get rid of the infections, get your exam, do the CBCT, maybe get rid of the root canals or treat the infections. And then now you've become a patient advocate, right?
Yes.
Your goal in your life is to help people.
I love to tell as many people as I can. I'm like, do you have a root canal? Okay, let me tell you a thing or two. It changed my life, and it's already blessed other people miraculously, including my own life. So I'm very
So
grateful.
what you did was actually a gift.
Yes.
It was your gift to share your message and wellness with the rest of the world. So you're going to be involved in wellness centers and who knows whatever exciting retreats and things that are going to be built
Hmm.
through you because you went through the work to become an advocate.
Yes.
So although it is a challenging past, you had a great solution and an amazing future. So if somebody wants to learn about your story, they want to connect with you and they want to maybe even go through whatever you're developing in the future, how do they get?
I have an Instagram page and Facebook, Ana Alicia Lo, Analicia, last name Lowe. And the handle is Ana Alicia95. I personally like to connect over Zoom or phone calls. I really like to get with their energy, hear their voice, see face to face. And I've already seen miraculous results in my clients and my friends. So while it was difficult and challenging, I do see it as a gift now. And I want to help as many people as I can in their journey. I believe that it takes a lot of work in the moment to get to where you're going, but what you're working for in the future, it's like it's a lot of work now for the freedom later. Instead of being like, oh, it's a lot of work, I'm just going to keep doing it. Well, you just don't do the work now. The work becomes more and you're going to have a heavy workload and it's truly not worth it. So take the opportunity, take the chance, connect with Dr. Hahn, connect with me. We're on the same mission to help humanity. We all need it and we're a team. We're all one.
Awesome. That's super amazing. I can't wait to see what you're going to build. I'm excited for you. My job is pretty simple. I share the history of people who've been through your journey. I do this every single week. I literally remove infections almost every single day, hundreds of infections a year. And that is my gift. And sharing that message on YouTube and online to help patients who have questions, and then passing currently the torch to somebody like you who takes it from there. So I'm excited to see what you're going to build. I really appreciate you sharing your message.
Thank you.
It's never easy, but yeah, what an amazing transformation, and I'm glad to know you, and I look forward to seeing what you're going to build.
Thank you. Another way to contact me is via email if Facebook or Instagram doesn't work for anyone. AWNIELOWE@gmail.com. A magician never reveals her secrets, but there are big things coming, and I'm really excited to assist humanity.
Oh,
Thank you so much for your time.
oh, you're
It's an
welcome. We'll put
honor.
all your contacts in the bottom of this video so they can reach out to you, and we'll catch up with you again in 6 months or so and see what you've
Okay.
done.
Sounds amazing. Thank you.